Okay, for today's lesson, in lesson 4.6, we're going to be writing and solving number models. We're going to write a number model for each number story and solve. Use diagrams if you like. Number 1 says, 10 marbles were on the table. 6 marbles rolled onto the floor. How many marbles were left on the table? All right, we want to write a number model for this problem. A number model means we're just actually doing a math problem. So I know that I have 10 marbles on the table and 6 rolled away. So I'm thinking that I'm going to be doing a subtraction problem. So I'm going to write 10 because there were 10 marbles on the table to begin with, and then 6 rolled onto the floor. So I'm going to do a minus sign. And then it says, and it's asking me how many marbles were left on the table. Okay, so I'm going to use my number line or my number grid to try to solve that problem. I also can look at this and I notice that this might be one of the 10 combinations. And I know one of the 10 combinations is 6 plus 4 equals 10. So I think my answer is 4. I'm going to put a 4 in there. All right, I might check that on my number line. I can check on my number line starting at 10, and I could do 6 hops backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And guess where I land? Right on the 4. So my answer is I have 4 marbles. Now let's try number 2. I have 14 birds. 14 birds were on a fence. Some of the birds flew away. Now 11 birds are on the fence. How many birds flew away? Write my number model. This one's a little bit different because it gives me the answer. So I'm thinking I'm going to start with my biggest number, and this is a subtraction because the birds flew away. That tells me that my number is probably going down. So I'm going to start with 14. Some of the birds flew away. I don't really know how many flew away, so I'm going to put my little box there because I'm not exactly sure how many birds flew away, but now I have 11 birds. Okay? I know my answer is 11 for my number model. Another way I could do this, I want my answer is 11, but I need to know how many birds flew away. One way I could do it, I could also write this 14. I started with 14 birds, and I know that I have 11 on the fence. I can do a subtraction, and I could solve it either one of these two ways. So if I started on my number line at 14 and I went back 11 spots, I would come up with a number. Or I could also start at 11 on my number line and I could count up to see how many it takes to get to 14. I think that one sounds like the easier way to do it. So I'm going to look at my number line. I'm going to just use my ruler as a number line right now. And I'm going to start at 11. And I'm going to see how many hops it takes me to get to 14. 1, 2, 3. 3 hops. So I think my answer is 3. I'm going to write those numbers in there. 14 minus 3 equals 11. That sounds right. 14 minus 11 equals 3. My answer is 3 birds. Okay. Now I want you to try this problem by yourself. I'll read it out loud to you, but I want you to try and figure it out and see how you would solve it. Danielle brought 16 bananas to school. Each child in her school took a banana. There were 2 bananas left. How many children took a banana? That story problem kind of reminds me of this one up here a little bit. Okay, because it tells me there were 16 bananas at the beginning and there were 2 left at the very end. 16, 2. So I might change my numbers around here. I want you to try to do this one on your own and see if you can figure out how many children took a banana. All right? And then the last page for lesson 4.6 is a review. Okay, and it simply is, what is the rule? We've done these before. All right, we start at 70, we count backwards. Oops, I kind of told you something there. We start at 70 and the arrows are going this direction. So we're going from 70 to 60 to 50 to 40 to 30. Choose the best answer. Am I going to count up by, am I counting up by twos? Am I counting up by tens? Are my numbers going up? Am I subtracting by 5? Am I going down 5? Or am I subtracting by 10? Which one is the best answer? Choose the best one and fill that in. Then down here, you're going to write the missing numbers. The rule is +3. All right. This morning in class, we started looking at our number line, and we used our number line, and we started at 0, and we counted by 3s. So I would use your number line, start at 0, and go 0, 3, then count 3 spaces and see what you come up with, okay? Then for number 3, it says use your number grid. Start at 10, count up 13 hops. All right, we've done a lot of adding using our number grid. We're starting at 10, we're going to count up 13 hops. Where do you land? Okay, you can count up 13 hops, or there's another way that we've been doing it. We can count up 10 because we know our number grid is in rows of 10, and then add 3 more hops to get 13. All right, so I want you to try that one. How many dots are in all? All right, on this one, you're just going to count all of the dots. We have 1, 2, 3 up here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 down here. But I want to know how many dots in all, so I'm going to count both of them. 1, 2, 3. Well, I don't even have to do that. I can just start at 3, and then I can count on. So I have 3 up here, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 dots. All right, you try to do this one over here. And that's it for our math lesson 4.6. See you later.